Welcome in Gamesthetic episode 225. I'm Alex with Sparky3. Hopefully you're having a phenomenal day, whatever day you are listening or watching this episode. We appreciate you for being here. I got both the boys in here with me. Zach, buddy, how you doing?
I'm gonna be honest, Alex. If I didn't look at the script notes now, I wouldn't realize there was actually a lot of stuff on Pokemon Presents based on how the rest of the world took it.
You know, and that's honestly fair because we're going to dive into that, but I think one issue that, with the way people kind of perceived it is that we had such like a far out announcement of it, So it's like there's that long build up for it kind of thing, and then you got what you got. So it's kind of, I think that's a lot of people's beef is we're just like, dude, this was announced so long ago, and it's like they expected more or something. I don't know. Just
because
interesting.
the consensus after it went live, all I saw was people was this could have been an email.
Yeah, I saw a lot of that too. We will be talking about the Pokemon Presents today. John, what about you? How are you?
I mean, I was just gonna say I don't know what people were expecting. It's Pokemon Presents.
Right.
They were expecting more, apparently.
I mean, it's the same thing every time. It's like we get the same information. It's just our people is excited about what they're gonna talk about, and apparently they're not as excited this time.
Yeah. It's like the way what you just described is the best way. It is the best way to describe it. Is that it's always the same thing. You have like your whatever new mainline game coming out. You have a nice secondary game, and you have a bunch of mobile updates and stuff. And it's like with Pokemon Legends ZA, we know what the game is basically. So I feel like it's just extra crumb details at this point.
You could break it. I mean, they do it in such a way that you can very easily predict what they're gonna show to the point where the day before the Pokemon Presents came out, Austin John made a video about what he expected them to talk about.
Oh, I saw that, yeah.
And he had literally went through and broke down what each of the past Pokemon Presents were, and he was like, this guy's going to come out and talk about this.
Yep.
This guy's going to come out and talk about it. It was bang for bang what we got.
Yeah, no, he had a full Excel file breaking all of that down of just like, this is what it's been throughout history, so this is probably what it's going to be. So it is very predictable. We are going to talk about it and kind of give our thoughts on it with Pokemon Champions and a little bit of details we got from Legends, which that's obviously overall the more exciting thing, but Champions is pretty cool, especially with some of the leak details. You got some other things that we'll just touch on, some games that we've been playing and stuff, like Wheel World. Shout out to Will. When you said that, I got really excited because the game looks very relaxing. Yeah, so shout out to Wheel World and the other game that you've been playing, the Greatest Villainous.
Yes.
I went and looked at that because I hadn't heard of that. The art style for that game is so pretty.
Yes, it is very
I
nice.
was looking at all the screenshots and I was like, wow, this actually looks really cool. I'm excited to hear about this. It looks really nice.
It came out and I just was looking at it constantly. I was like, this hits all the boxes. I was like, I'm gonna buy it.
Yeah. And then you want to talk about some Wu Chang? You talking about some Wu Chang? Just
I'm pretty sure we're saying that wrong.
It's quite possible.
It's Wu Chang.
Is it actually Wu Chang?
Yeah.
Not Wu Chang?
I mean, so they say some characters say Wu Chang, some say Wu Chang. I mean, I've heard it both ways. I think it's just. I mean, I've heard the name both ways in the game so far.
All right.
Yeah, well, we'll figure it out. Then Xbox backing down from their $80 price tag. We'll touch on that in the weekly wrap-up, as well as a few other things here or there throughout the weekly wrap-up. Shout out to that. If you want to support us further, the Patreon's a great way to do so. We'd definitely appreciate that extra support, as well as checking out some Rogue Energy and our merch store, Sparky3 Shop. And join the Discord, be a friend, tell a friend. We'll make sure to shout out the shop and Rogue later on in the show. Go to 3 cams now. All right. Also, just full disclaimer here off the top. Right when we started, there was some loud thundering in the background. If we lose power and this thing goes off, that's the episode.
I don't know what you're on about. That was just the music, man.
That was just the music. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, we'll roll with that. If this show cuts off, that's the episode. Have a great day.
This will be the last episode. We all have died.
Well, let's not go that far. It's just the power goes off. I'm not sticking around to redo the episode. We're calling it a day, boys. Anything that you guys want to shout out and talk about throughout into the world before we dive into the Pokemon Presents and kind of start diving into some stuff?
I'll just mention it here. As I mentioned to you guys before the show, fun week as well. We got Old School RuneScape got its Varlamore Part 3 update, added some new quests, expanded the Varlamore region, and we got technically 2 new bosses. We got they were referring to it as a delve boss. that you fight, and then it digs its way further underground, and then you fight it up to, and it digs down. I think it's up to 8 times, and then it has new unique rewards. I think they said after wave 6 is when they start showing up. So another new boss that we got there, and then we got it's like the other technically boss we got. They introduced the gemstone crab, which is a AFK boss. It's a big crab that you get to attack for 10 minutes. And then the top 16 people who did damage to it get to mine it for gems, but nobody's there for the gems. They're just there to click and look away for 10 minutes. But update's been pretty good. They also added new training methods for fletching and a couple other things that I'm not remembering off the top of my head, but big update week for old school RuneScape.
Nice. What about you? Anything you want to shout out?
Um,
Trying to think if I got anything.
Slight Persona X stuff. We got the 1.2 stuff and live stream. Yeah, people are still slightly worried.
That might just be a big cash grab and dip out.
Yeah, I mean, it was about a 50-50 for people.
Yeah.
Some people felt like they're from this, they may be going in the correct direction. Others are like, they only address the biggest things people were crying about, but not some of the underlying stuff that, because I didn't realize apparently the Velvet trials are harder on global than it is on the Chinese server, apparently. And then there's just other things here and there.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. Concerning.
Yeah.
I don't think I've got anything to shout out. At least not now. I'm sure it'll pop up later. I'm really racking my brain here. I don't think I got anything.
I played Fragpunk for the first time in a while.
I saw you got on that. Yeah.
I just found
Lord have mercy.
I found out apparently they added a polar bear.
Oh, did they?
Yeah, you can play as a polar bear.
Oh, nice.
They just launched their second half of the current season, which the new Lancer Aura, which for quick relevance for anyone, she's the Fragpunk's equivalent of Sona.
Nice.
Her Q allows her to attach to allies and attack and heal while being untargetable. Her E literally just gives her bonus health. And then her third skill is a wave forward that if enemies are hit, it reveals them and slows them, and allies in the zone are sped up.
Nice.
Also discovered that bot lobbies are a very real thing now.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
Yeah, because I guess since my account hadn't been in a while, the first couple games, I was just in full-on bot lobbies.
Just you and bots.
Yep.
That's unfortunate.
I mean, I get to feel like a god. I went 20-1, but
right.
But after like the second game, I was like, something's not right here.
Yeah, something doesn't add up. Something's a little fishy.
Got through those first couple games, but I'm back into regular lobbies again now. So
Right. I guess one thing to shout out that was just kind of funny. By any chance, have you guys seen any of the like Fantastic Four like press tour? Anything come out of it from the 4?
Nope.
So there was one where whoever was doing like the interview, they showed everyone the Sue Storm.
Okay, I did see that. Actually.
Yeah, the Sue Storm Malice skin from Marvel Rivals.
Yep.
And the 3 guys just like, oh my god! And Vanessa Kirby's just like, I'm gonna do my best to get that into the second movie. Oh, that's so funny. She either said
God dang, girl.
She either said she was gonna try to get into the second movie or like Avengers Doomsday or something. But that was just hilarious. Shout out to Marvel Rivals making it into the press tour.
But of course, it was the Malice skin.
Yeah, it was the Malice skin, naturally. Oh god, I haven't been on Rivals in a hot minute, man. I need to get back on there at some point.
I mean, people are liking Blade.
Yeah, I saw Blade at the San Diego Comic-Con. I saw that.
Which I don't know. Is Blade actually in the game, or is it Jean Grey?
I think I don't think Jean's in. I don't think Blade's in. I think Blade was just revealed at San Diego Comic-Con just over the weekend.
I could have swore season 3 started now.
I could be wrong.
Because season 3, the two main big characters were Blade and Phoenix Jean Grey.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure Phoenix is out.
Okay. Yeah. I haven't hopped on recently. I haven't even played Emma Frost yet, so I need to. I'm behind. I need to get on there.
I mean, a lot of people were behind Emma Frost.
All right. Stop. Not what I meant. Jesus. All right. With that, let's get into stuff. We're done here. Moving on. So, shout out to the Pokemon Presents that took place. A lot of people's reaction is that could have been an email. Which, like I said, guys, I think part of, some people's problems is that, this was announced so far in advance. I think this is like the one Presents that had this much of like a far off advance and like a notice, like obviously Pokemon Day, we always know that's going to be there. But even with Pokemon Day, it's just like it doesn't get announced until like the week before or something. This thing was announced like early June, I think, that we were going to have this. I think a lot of people just had their expectations a little too high and was maybe expecting a lot more from Legends or something.
I was going to say, I think people were expecting a lot more information on Legends.
Yeah.
Where in reality, we got more shown off on Champions.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, I'm fine with it.
Right.
I mean, the most I got from Legends is the Mega Dragonite, and then people just being like, "What'd you expect?" and just being reels of Ichiban.
Yeah, right. Yeah, no, I mean, with the Legends info, without flat out like spoiling the game, it's like, what other info did you expect to get, kind of thing, because it's like we know what the Legends format's going to be, especially for this game. You're in the city, you have the wild zones in the city, you have the ZA Cup or tournament or whatever it was called, and yeah, I mean, like without spoiling a lot for the story, it's like what all other information. I mean, yeah, we maybe another mega or two here or there I would like to see besides one mega, but
I think people were hoping for more information on new megas coming.
Yeah,
because with bringing megas back, everybody wants to know what they all are,
right?
And the fact that we've only seen one, it makes you wonder. It's like, well, maybe we're not getting that many new ones,
right?
And if that's the case, people will probably be disappointed with that.
Yeah,
because everybody always wants their favorite Pokemon to get a new mega.
Yeah, I will say that the leaked list of megas that like came out in February, from like all the major accounts that leak stuff. I mean, it was a fine little list. I think remember.
It's 20.
I think it was 20. I'm excited for the list if it's true, because some of my favorites are going to get megas like Drampa. That's cool. I love Drampa. Drampa's awesome. Phalanx would get one too. That's cool. I think Phalanx is a really cool Pokemon. So a few of my favorites are going to get some megas if the list was true. And, Dragonite was on there. So we can hope that it is true. But, I mean, it would have been cool to see maybe one other mega, maybe the starters or something.
It's a fucking doofy looking Dragonite too.
I see what they're going for though, because I mean, it's like they said in the presents, they're taking inspiration from Dragonair, so it's like they're parts of Dragonair that's now a Dragonite.
It still looks doofy.
It does look doofy, but I'm about it. Dragonite looks doofy.
They should have just gave it Ichiban's head, I guess, from what people's reels are telling me. Based on what you guys are saying and based on the reels I've seen after that, I was like, okay, maybe the Ichiban joke isn't too bad of an idea.
See. The thing is, Dragonite's always been kind of doofy looking, but it's like, it's Dragonite. It's what he expects. It's the Gen 1
dragon.
It's
the
like,
OG dragon.
It is what it is. Yeah, but, I mean, I would have tried to make him look cooler.
I like it. I like the design.
I'm not a fan.
I mean, I'm not going to use it, but I like it.
Yeah, he likes it. He ain't ever gonna do it in.
It's never on his team.
Well, yeah, because it's not gonna be on my team. Because if Drampa's getting a mega, I'm using Drampa. I love my Snoop Dragon, so I'm gonna use him. That's my dog. But no, in terms of the Pokemon ZA information we got, I mean, we just got to see, I guess, the main like faction team you'll be a part of, Team MZ, which their whole goal is to protect the city as well as your antagonist team, the Rust Syndicate. They did show that the full trainer customization is present. Because like I know with Scarlet and Violet, that was one complaint I saw from people where the customization was there, but like not as over the top as even what Sword and Shield was, and especially X and Y, which X and Y with like personalization, like that's one of the aesthetics of the Kalos region, So full customization there for trainers, which that's fun, that's cool. Photo mode, side quests around the city. Just it said like, oh, helping out people in need, or that you could use there. I'm like, okay, so a lot of BS fetch quests, probably similar to the first Legends.
I mean, it's gonna be a lot of similar stuff. It's like,
yeah,
hey, I need X number of this mod, or I need you to go collect this many of that, or hey, run around the city and grab these couple items and bring them back.
Yeah, or like one they showed off where it's like I don't remember if it showed like dialogue or not, but context clues. There was one that's just like, "Yo, I need you to get this trash out of here." Because literally, because like in the shot, you see a Trubbish behind him, and then the next shot was the trainer walking, and three Trubbish was following him. So I'm just like, "Are we cleaning it? Are we cleaning up trash out of the city?" It's like, oh man. It did show that Mabel is going to be the director of the Pokemon Research Lab, which that's a pull from X and Y. Mabel was one of the admins for Team Flare, which also like the Team Flare logo was actually like on her chair as well, but it was like blue, like recolored, whatever. So she's turned over a new leaf. And then I'm drawing the biggest blank on the Mons from Legends Arceus, like the big ones that we could go to attack. What were they called? I don't remember.
Alphas.
Alphas. Thank you. So the new alpha seems to be Rogue Megas.
Well, because the Rogue Megas was also where they showed like them being like the giant.
Yeah.
It's their version of like
The Dynamax.
The
Crystal Dens.
Crystal Dens,
Yeah,
all
yeah.
of that.
Yeah.
And it looks like it seems like every kind of generation that they kind of move more towards like these big boss battles.
Yeah.
In a way, but in this one, since they have kind of like this weird, their combat is kind of
Combat
like this
movement
weird
system.
Yeah.
combat movement system. Like some of the attacks had like hit the ground around them, and it looked like you had to move around and stuff like that to avoid some of the stuff.
Right.
They're so close to just making MMO raids
Well,
in Pokemon.
it's like it's kind of getting more towards that for like these big boss battles. It looks like so they look interesting. It depends on how annoying those are.
Right. Yeah, no, I mean the Rogue Megas, I mean, interesting idea. Limited number of Megas though. So that is something to kind of keep in mind with the idea of the Rogue Megas. Because with the Dynamax dens and the Terra Raid dens, it's like with Terra Raid, you got every Pokemon in the book, right, that could be part of it. Same thing with the Dynamax dens. And with the Dynamax dens, you'd had regular Pokemon in the dens, then you'd have the Gigantamax version of the dens. But like if the Rogue Megas obviously is just the Megas, you got a limited pool there. So I'm gonna be kind of curious on how the Rogue Megas are gonna be like set up and like I guess the frequency for it. How many? Because like obviously with the Terra Raid dens or the Dynamax dens, they're all over the dang map. Obviously we're in a city, an expanded city from what the city originally was. Yes, the map is, from rumors and leaks, whatever, like the biggest map that Game Freak has done for a city, whatever. But like you got to think there's probably limited of these on a single daily basis before your Switch's clock resets at midnight, where there may only be like 4 like across the entire map or something. Because again, you're dealing with a smaller pool here, so I don't know.
Limited thinking. Maybe they haven't announced what megas are coming out because they're all getting megas.
Okay, that would be over the top. Calm down.
Or I mean, that's how after they do the initial release, they just like monthly or every so months update, just a new mega sneaks in there.
Yeah, new mega sneaks in. Yeah, I mean,
outside of the initial list.
I mean, that would be pretty cool. People love megas still to this day. I mean, that was like the first major like competitive gimmick introduced, besides obviously just double battles and stuff. And that's still a lot of people's favorites.
They give Mega Charizard just Mega Zard.
Yeah, you got Mega Charizard X and Y. Get a Mega Charizard Z. You gotta get a third one in there.
They're just gonna go through the alphabet with Charizard.
Yeah, they are. You gotta get.
Might as well.
Yeah, get a Charizard, a Mega for every dang letter. Come on. Show some love for Blastoise and Venusaur too. Give them a Mega X and Y.
You think they just give all the evolutions a Mega?
Might as well at this point. Come on, brother.
No.
Bring them on.
First, we got to get megas for every starter.
That's true.
Mega Sudowoodo.
Oh, please. I love Sudowoodo. Sudowoodo is one of my dogs, man. No, with the starter conversation, I also saw a lot of people conversate where it's just like, man, Superior is just getting shafted, man. You had the Hisuian form of Samurott, now you're going to get a Mega Embor. What about Superior love? It's like, well,
nobody cares.
Samurott's better, so that's the main thing. We got Samurott some love, so shout out to that. No, I'm excited for Mega Embor. Embor is probably going to be the one that I'm going to go with because I don't like Chikorita. I'm not a Chikorita guy. I know you're probably going to go Totodile, aren't you?
I don't know. I'll pick when I pick.
Yeah, fair. If you ever play it, what are you going to pick?
Oh, I usually Totodile.
Okay, that's fair. I have a feeling Mega for Alligators can be pretty sick.
There's a decent chance that I would go Chikorita just based off the fact that Chikorita was the first, like in Gen 2, Chicory was my first choice ever.
Oh, that's fair. Yeah, shout out to that. That's fair. That's especially if you get a pretty solid mega form with Meganium, like a grass fairy type or something. That'd be pretty cool. Oh, speaking of grass, speaking of not grass, speaking of fairy though, yeah, Mega Dragonite becomes a Dragon Fairy, so it's only the second Dragon Fairy out there. The other one also being a Mega, which is Mega Altaria, because that's a busted type combo. So shout out to that. Shout out to Mega Fairy Dragonite. That's gonna be busted, especially once you can kind of translate it over to any sort form of competitive play. Which brings us to Pokemon Champions, their new competitive hub circle game of the future, which is probably going to be the hub of all competitive gaming for the future. It is going to be a paid product. It's not going to be free to play, I believe. It's a one-time purchase. Am I getting that right, or am I thinking of Pokemon Friends? Well, it's paid. It's paid product, isn't it?
I didn't think they said anything about that on it.
Okay, I could be. I thought I saw something about that somewhere.
It sounds like something you should have put in the script notes.
Yeah, it probably is.
I think that's. I don't. All they announced for Champions, I'm pretty sure, is that it's coming in 2026.
Okay. I thought I saw somewhere that Pokemon Champions is going to be a paid product. Which, I mean, that makes sense. It's Pokemon and Game Freak we're talking about here.
But yeah. Anyway, it is going to be coming in 2026, they said.
Yeah.
It is, I mean, like everything they release Pokemon related now, it's going to be compatible with Pokemon Home, so you'll be able to transfer your own Pokemon to it. They do have like a rental system.
Yeah, like a trial recruitment is what they called it.
So yeah, it's like you can. I guess I guess that's more if you just wanted to play in the app and not transfer anything over.
Mm-hmm.
The one nice thing and the thing that I was wondering the most about it is you could fully, like, in the app. I was wondering if it was going to be kind of like Showdown-esque, where you could do EV training, all that stat adjustment in the app itself, and that is going to be part of it.
Yeah.
So it's like you can adjust their stats as you want to, items, abilities, everything.
Nature.
Yeah, it's like you can customize them for how you want them to be for whatever team you're going to make. So that's one of the things I was most interested in seeing.
Yeah.
And yeah, when they were showing that, it looked like there's some sort of currency in there. I assume that's a currency you win from.
Yeah, victory points.
It's the currency you get from battling in the app, I assume.
Yeah, you have to battle in the app. There's not going to be any microtransactions, no pay to win sort of thing. You're going to have to battle in the game to get your VP.
Yeah, you battle in the game, you get points, you use the points for all the customization stuff, it looked like.
Yeah, yeah. And I will say for the EV stuff, it looks like they've made some slight tweaks with the system for like the first time in a decade, where it's now just like in Champions, at least, it's all called just like stat points. And I also noticed when they were showing like, maximum points, it looks like it's a little different as well, where previously I think it was like you could have like at most like, I know it's like 252, 52.4 is like the number, but it would, it'd be like 31s across the board. Now it's like 32s, and you can also add 2 stat points, another one. So you can get like 32, 32, and then 2 to somewhere else. So I thought that was interesting, the way they kind of broke down the stat points, where it's almost, it almost feels like it's still EVs, but the Pokemon is kind of changing how they're referring to it, where it's stat points, you're not going to necessarily see the 252 and the 252 and the 4. Instead, you're going to see the 32, the 32, and the 2. So I don't know. I thought that was kind of interesting. Because it was like a grand total of 66 stat points is what you can apply.
I had never heard it, or I've never looked at it as like 31.
Yeah, so it's like if you have like perfect stats, like there would be 31 for all the stats, and then you could apply the EVs to it. Like
the 31 would be the IV.
My bad.
Yeah, okay,
correct.
yeah, because you.
My bad.
Like that's two different things.
Yeah,
man.
my bad. But yeah, no. So I think I saw someone even point that out, and if I'm way off base on this, my bad. I haven't done competitive in a little bit, but I did notice some other people also point out that it looks like it's a slight difference. Where they're just kind of rewording it.
Also just be like them trying to make it simpler, since it's going to be on mobile, so anybody can access it.
Yeah, right.
So easing up the language a bit, and also kind of rounding numbers around.
Yeah. I think easing up the language a bit is probably the best way to word it. I think that's the best way to describe what we're talking about here.
Yeah.
But we do have that trial recruitment where you can just join your team for a trial period. You can use it once per day without using the victory points. And you also have the permanent recruitment. Once you find the Pokemon you like, you can add it permanently using the VP. And then all the stat point stuff in the training, where you can add the points as well as change abilities in game. Then you have the 3 battle modes of ranked, casual, and private. Opponent health bars are now based off a percentage. So I saw a lot of people pretty pumped up about that. Instead of just seeing the health bar, you now can see that they are at 100%, they're at 80% or whatever. So that's helpful, from just stat calculations because these competitive players are freaking geniuses with the numbers and with how they break it all down. So that's good for them.
You know, my favorite part about that is if you ever watch any like hardcore like Nuzlocke and stuff like that, when they get in, like when they do all their calculations so they know what it's supposed to be, but since everything's a range, they have to know where it's actually at. So almost all of them have a scaled overlay that they put over the opponent's health bar that breaks it down by 10%.
There you go.
It's the craziest thing to see in some of them, but it's like that reminds me of that.
Yeah, so see, there you go, man. These people, they're going to love the percents in this game, dude. The competitive players are going to love it, dude. We also did get some leaked details. Obviously take all of this with a grain of salt, but this is just some information that came out from some of the normal Pokemon, leak prominent sources that I follow. So apparently the possible release date is January 23rd. Home compatibility will be available at launch, not just, it's it's compatible, they say that and then it comes like months later. You know what I mean? Apparently per leaks, it will be at launch, not a later on thing. The ranked mode will have seasons that last 2 to 3 months with regulation rules. There'll be 350 Pokemon estimated at launch, more to be added each season. Right, and then of course ranked casual modes. Rental teams are available but only in the casual mode, which that was kind of interesting, but makes sense. Where in ranked, it's like, you need to bring your own stuff, but that's of course all leaks. That's nothing confirmed. I think the ranked mode having seasons that last 2 to 3 months. I mean, you think that's too long, just right, or what?
It's probably fine.
Yeah.
I mean, it's one where if you wanted to get into it for a little while, it depends. Like a 2 to 3 month season, it just depends on if they're gonna have different rule sets for how ranked works.
Yeah.
If like one season you use like Gigantamax or Mega, or if it's all in there where you could battle between it for the ranked. I assume each ranked season will have like its own rule set.
Yeah.
To follow with it. So if it's a rule set you don't feel like playing, you don't got to wait too long to for it to change.
And it'd also be interesting what they mean by the rule set. Are we just referring to like this rule this season is Mega season, this season Z move, this season is Dynamax, Gigantic, like, you know what I mean? Are we going to be going all in like that?
I assume it would be something like that, and then maybe you'll have some crazy, like you could have like maybe two different ones would be leagues. So it's like you have Gigantamax and Megas.
Right.
Maybe you have something like that. There's no telling, but with having all of it available in the game, I mean, you can get weird with it.
Yeah, right. You can have some fun with it. No, I mean, everything with Pokemon Champions, I mean, it was very positive in my opinion. I think that was the biggest takeaway because again, with like Pokemon Legends CA, it's like we know what we're getting out of it. Everything we got extra was just like, oh yeah, that's cool.
Like
we're already sold.
It's like going into this Pokemon Presents. Like I said last week, I wanted to know about Champions.
Yeah.
It's like Legends was like, yeah, cool. I mean, I'm going to be playing that game in a month or a month and a half or 2 months. Or
however long, 2 months now.
But it's like Champions, you showed it to us earlier this year and out of nowhere, and we hadn't seen anything else. Tell me about that.
Right.
Especially it's like we're, like they said, leaked maybe January, officially sometime in 2026. So, I mean, we're like less than half a year away from that.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, we need to know more.
Yeah, no, I agree. No, I mean, like for a Presents, it was fine in my opinion. It was a Presents. It was everything I was expecting to be there at a Presents with everything else that was there. With like Pokemon Friends, a new like mobile game announcement, little puzzle game. I mean,
honestly, this was on par, if not, in my opinion, more interesting than what we got for Pokemon Day.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it was just, I would say on par is pretty fair and accurate. I mean, it's just, guys, it's just a standard Pokemon Presents. It didn't blow you out of the water.
Yeah.
I think the disappointment stems that it was announced so far early in advance. Because I want to say even Searby was pointing out, Joe at Searby on Twitter, I want to say even he was pointing out that there's never been a Pokemon Presents that got announced that far in advance. I could be wrong on that, and if I am, I'm sorry. But I want to say I think I remember him saying that, which I agree. Whenever the announcement came that it was like sometime in early June that, oh yeah, July 22nd, we have a Pokemon Presents, from the official Pokemon account. I'm like, that's really weird that we're announcing it that far in advance, but okay, whatever. So I think that's where a lot of disappointment stem from, because it's just like people that's disappointed. It's like, I don't know what you were disappointed about.
Yeah.
Like, did you just expect every mega to be revealed at the Legends part? Because that's not how it works.
It's like, I mean, if anything, I'm like, okay, well now we got that out of the way. Next Pokemon Day is probably gonna hit hard.
Oh yeah, true. Yeah, because think next Pokemon Day, next Pokemon Presents on Pokemon Day, that's Gen 10, dude. That's
It's
gonna
just-
be Gen 10.
gonna
Who's
be-
the next performer?
Oh, in terms that's gonna be like music that's gonna be in the game.
No. We had DJ Pikachu hype us up for the presents. Who's hyping us up? For the
Oh,
Pokemon Day?
that's what you mean. Okay, because Scarlet and Violet had Post Malone.
Yeah.
So okay, no, that's a good question. It'll probably just be DJ Pikachu again. Maybe DJ Eevee. DJ Eevee, come on, that'd be pretty cute. I'd be down for that.
Because that's apparently the only thing people really cared about was DJ Pikachu.
Yeah, the DJ Pikachu. Yeah. Nah, I saw the where it was like teased that before the official announcement there was the DJ Pikachu where it was like Pikachu looking at like a DJ set and everyone just immediately was like Pokemon Rhythm Game.
Nope.
No, it's just DJ Pikachu hanging out with you. So I don't know.
People jump to conclusions.
Yes, they will.
That's the Pokemon fandom, baby. That's the Pokemon fandom.
Oh, there's a random string back behind that director.
Right. It's like, that's different. I feel like with Pokemon, man, it's like the same kind of dissecting of anytime Phil Spencer comes on the screen in his office and he has that shelf behind him, like
Yep.
they pause it and dissect the entire shelf. It's like, what did he add to the shelf today? Oh, look, there's the Xbox Keystone that got canceled. We'll never see that.
Well, so it's kind of funny because a lot of times, well, I guess more when we get like a mainline first showcase of a game, you go in depth of it because you're like, I want to know what all the mons they showed in this are. You did that for Scarlet and Violet,
Yeah.
as well. You were like digging through the trailer. Meanwhile, I watched it. I'm like, looks like it'll be fun.
Yeah. No, and he's so right. Like when we had the Scarlet Violet trailer, I was going through and counting and writing down every mon that was shown so I could get an accurate number of where we're at. So it's like, okay, I think we're currently at like 100 whatever mons that's been shown so far. And I'm going to do the same thing when Gen 10 rolls around. I'm just warning you.
Meanwhile, like when Scarlet Violet came out, the trailer came out, and I went, I'm going to use that flamingo.
Shout out to the flamingo, dude.
And I did. But yeah, no, it's one of those funny things with Pokemon where it's like everybody gets way too excited, and then and it's like we never get a lot of information. We never get good information
Right.
at any of these.
Right.
It's what comes out in between the announcements.
True. No, like I said, it was a fine presents. I think the disappointment stems from how far in advance it was announced. So I don't know. All right, let's shout out a sponsor, boys. Let's shout out Rogue Energy. Use the referral link down below, promo code Sparky3 to get 10% off your order. Doesn't matter what line you're picking up, hydration, chill, or the energy. The promo code and the referral link works for all of them. They got a better sale going on, no big deal. Just use the referral link down below. You're still going to be helping out the brand, and just use whatever code they got going on. Again, use the referral link down below, promo code Sparky3, get 10% off.
Get some peaches and dreams.
Shout out to that. Have you got it yet?
Nope.
Okay. I think I asked you that last week, didn't I?
You did.
My bad. So anyway, what have we been up to this week? What do we want to dive into first?
Zach, this is one of the longest game titles I've ever seen.
Don't worry, he added extra.
But like when you sent the message earlier, I was just like, I don't know what that is.
It looks very pretty.
Yeah, so the game John's talking about is The Greatest Villainous, The Strategy of Lily.
Okay.
Looks pretty.
It's like, it was just when you sent the message initially, I was like, man, that's a long title.
Yeah, so it is a as Alex mentioned, it is very nice art.
Yeah, the art style is
Um,
really nice.
The actual characters and whatnot outside of the drawn artwork is they're all pixelated pretty much.
Yeah,
They don't have full 3D models or anything like that.
yeah, the pixel art style's nice though.
But more or less, the story is a prince and a princess of two different kingdoms were to be wed. But on the day of the announcement, someone set fire to the city where the emperor resides and killed the emperor. Lily was just a engineer who was there to stream said announcement, got caught up in the middle of it, and ends up initially getting murdered by Scarlet, who is our other main character. And it has a whole. This game is very self-aware
Love that.
because anytime, more or less, it's immediate game over if either Scarlet or Lily dies, and it goes into dead end theater where the two are now on a stage with big TV screens going, more or less saying, "What happened?" And more or less, it becomes equivalent thing of you go to that, the two of them talk. Lily goes, "We're not ending it like this." Goes back, and Lily's like, "No, stop! Don't just start swinging your sword at everybody." Because Scarlet is just pure violence and
Love that.
chaos.
Love that. Chaos Gremlin.
Pretty much, because more or less, the prince shows up after the initial fire. Soon, it's like, "Were you the one who did this?" Yelling at Lily, and it's like, "No, I'm just here as a here." Then Scarlet shows up and goes, "The Emperor's dead. Let the fires burn."
Talk about a Chaos Gremlin. Jesus.
And they're just like, "It was you?" She never admits it. She doesn't say anything. She's like, "No, but I'll show you violence." It's like, God damn.
Woke up and chose violence today.
Every time. I mean, the actual gameplay is every character has a unit type. You have cannoneers, riflemen, or knights, and it works into a rock, paper, scissors. Knights beat cannons, cannons beat riflemen, riflemen beat knights. And more or less, you have the initial fight. Lily has a giant airship that she uses for streaming, and now to one, keep Scarlet from killing the new emperor, the prince, who she was supposed to marry. They still haven't addressed the whole fact that went from a marriage to her killing the emperor, supposedly. Literally in the fight, Scarlet's like, "I'm gonna kill him." And Lily's like, hold on, wait. I got something better in mind. What? Everyone who thinks you did this, we're gonna make them join you. All you gotta do is follow my commands. Right? And they escape on Lily's airship and then proceed to take over a landmass. They acquire the rebels, because apparently there were rebels. They literally go there and it's just like, "Oh, you've come to join us. We didn't know you guys were here. We just showed up because we have a fan." Because the entire time Lily's live streaming this all these shenanigans for Scarlet, and Scarlet's full on embracing this whole revolution. So I do like how a game, because the game more or less, like, you literally just start with Lily and Scarlet, and the game more or less says, "Hey, you can either capture everyone or you can kill everyone. We would like you to go for the best ending, which requires you to just capture everybody and make them into your peons. But do you?"
Right.
So it then becomes a thing of using the live streaming to your airship live streaming tactically while you're slowly taking over bases. Because, again, you initially start off with just 2 characters against armies. So at this point, I'm like, I'm in Act 2. I have acquired 5 units.
Nice.
I'm facing, like, I started Act 2. I had 5 units. The enemy had 35.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah. So, yeah. It's been very entertaining. It's tactic battle once you go in. Everyone has their own attacks, and you can either strategically do it, or when people attack, if you like the results of just auto battle, you can delegate it and let it just auto fight.
Yeah, I was when I looked at it earlier on Steam, I was reading through some reviews and stuff for it, and one common thing that I saw a few people mention was they were pretty excited to see like a strategy RPG like this one, an indie one come out and be pretty solid.
It's
So
solid.
it's not just like in that field. You just have like Fire Emblem and like a couple of the
Yep.
other main ones. You have an indie one coming out and runs really well. So that was like a common thing that I saw from a lot of reviews.
And the game is very self-aware because the whole thing is like when you go to capture a new character, you have to get your airship to play a capture stream, and it's equivalently it's you live streaming to the entire continent. Hey, we're beating this person up and then tying them up, and then making them our ally. It's very self-aware because like even your first ally, the leader of the rebels, the first time he dies in battle, Skull's just like, so is he like dead now? Is he like gone? It's like, oh no, he's fine. Unlike us, he'll come back, he'll recover and come back at one of our bases. Unlike us when we die. So yeah,
Nice.
it's been very entertaining, very actually well put together strategically and whatnot. And the use of your limited units, the actual using of the airship, because as it stands, I got 3 different streams I can do. I can do the stall stream, which is just a stream of Scarlet making a speech, and any cities affected by it, they cannot attack. I have my new girl's, I forget her name off the top of my head, fake intel stream. Any cities hit by that can't get supplies, so units on the enemy turn won't heal.
Mm-hmm.
And then I have the capture stream, which is Lily's.
Nice. Wow.
Currently going to capture someone named Rebecca, which their model threw me for a loop because literally her model was cat head.
Right.
Boom.
Okay.
I was like, all right, game.
All right. Yeah. Kind of leaning into some stuff, huh?
And then it also gives description of each of the characters once they're introduced, and all the description very self-aware as well.
Right. Right. Nice. Nice. Well, I'm glad you're having a good time for it. Like I said, the reviews that I read were pretty positive on it. So shout out to that because that just came out like what 2 days ago.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just a recent release. So yeah.
Yeah.
If you guys haven't checked it out, go check it out. The Greatest Villainous and whatever else it says.
The strategy of Lily.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. It's available on Steam right now, and I think is there a demo for it? I think I saw
There
that.
is a demo.
Okay, because I thought I saw that in the reviews. Is that someone said, "Oh yeah, I played the demo and I enjoyed it, and the full game's out, having a great time." So yeah, shout out to that. What about Real World? How's that going for you? When did you pick this up?
It's on Game Pass.
Oh, that's right. It is on Game Pass, isn't it?
I got it the same day I picked up
Yeah,
Greatest Villainous.
because this one is by Annapurna.
Yes.
So, shout out to that. Yeah, they always make just really solid games. None of them's gonna necessarily blow you out of the water per se. I think, but I mean, it's like a consistent, like solid, just catalog of fun kind of games. You know. So, how's that going for you? Just relaxing time.
It's a very relaxing, casual game. It's more the main base of it. It would be your equivalent of Forza Horizon or Mario Kart World, just with cyclists.
That makes sense.
You're just some girl named Kat. You wake up, you see some weird lights. You go follow the lights. You find Scully, the ancient magical bike demon, who's supposed to be doing the periodic shift of the world to continue the cog of the world.
Mm-hmm.
Everything is bike references.
Yeah, makes sense.
He fell asleep, and while he was asleep, people stole his legendary bike parts. He needs all his legendary bike parts plus a legendary rider to ride this. I forget what they called it. It's literally a sewer. To race this sewer to cause the next shift and get to continue the movement of the cogs of the world. So, and literally, the demon bike skull is just like, damn, I've been asleep a while. Oh, you found me? My little past rider died. I guess you'll do. And you just start off with your rusty demon bike, and you just travel around the island racing other cyclist groups to earn rep so you can fight the equivalently the 5 champions who have all the legendary bike parts
Mhm.
to then beat them in a race and reclaim your legendary bike parts, so you can then race down the sewer. I mean, the music's nice, the art style's real nice. The actual feeling of the bike is actually really good.
Is it?
It is very
Okay.
good.
Okay.
And like you, as I said, you can customize your bike parts. So pretty much the entire thing: handles, saddle, uh, trans, pretty much every piece you can
Mhm.
more or less. And then you can have certain ones that do gear shifts or single speed
Right.
and whatnot to match your style. And actually changing out parts is actually very helpful for whichever area, because you have the farmlands, you have the vineyards, you have the backwoods, and then you have the city.
Man, that sounds like a creative ass game. And I leave it to Annapurna to come up with something like that, right? Because just the whole concept around that. Because I reviewed this game.
Oh yeah, your fast travel is also porta potties.
Of course it is.
Yep.
This game caught my radar whenever I was going through the Metacritic predictions.
Mm-hmm.
That was the first time that I had heard of it and kind of caught wind of it. It's like, what the hell is this? So when you said it in the chat, it's just like, yeah, I played War. I'm like, oh, nice. This game looked really interesting.
It is very well put together. Yeah, I easily sat down and put a good 3 hours into it.
Right.
I'm just roaming around the island area because you find bike pieces everywhere, racing the different groups.
Right.
And more or less the rep thing is you do the races and you can get a max so far of 4 rep for races, one for finishing first, finishing at least in top 3, beating Tom's record, which Tom is the creme de la creme of all the champions, and then collecting the mystical floating letters that spell your character's name and winning and finishing the race.
Nice. What about Wu Chang? Did you want to chat about that? I will say, if you want to chat about it, I do have to step away for just a moment.
Have
so you
fun.
guys just have fun. I'll be right back. I do apologize.
Yeah. Nah, I can at least give like a first impressions of Wu Chang.
So how much time do you actually have it initially?
About 6 hours.
Okay, damn. All right.
And I've got like 6 hours in it. I haven't necessarily progressed very far.
Okay.
I play it for a little bit and then I stop and then play it. Like 6 hours is over like 6 sessions.
Oh, okay.
So the basis of the game is Wu Chang. Fallen Feathers is a Souls-like game. I believe it takes place somewhere during the Ming Dynasty.
Okay.
The game starts with your character waking up in a cave with no memory of what's going on and has feathers all over her arm.
Okay.
You come to find out that I think it was that there was like a demon that attacked, or some sort of creature, I think they said, attacked, and a disease started spreading that they refer to as the feathering. And once it starts, they haven't found a way to stop it, and feathers just start appearing over more and more of your body, and eventually you just kind of morph into some sort of creature.
Okay. Do the enemies you fight have feathers?
Some of them, yeah.
Okay.
All the bosses do.
Okay.
But yeah, it's all the bosses are some sort of feather creature or some sort of weird monster that has a human body dangling off of it.
Okay.
It's covered in feathers.
All right.
But the game itself, pretty, I mean, Souls-like. It's kind of more, well, at least in the beginning areas, it's fairly
Linear.
straightforward, like somewhat linear where you go. I've watched people playing it that are much further in than I am, and the levels kind of seem like they open up and have a bunch of paths to go on.
Okay, I was curious if it was open zone or just linear.
It's interesting because it's from what I've heard, the game early on is kind of linear, and as you go through it, you're basically traversing through one big world and
Mm-hmm.
opening up paths through it.
Gotcha.
So like you start out kind of in this like monastery type thing, move through it, end up like climbing up a mountain and then going down through like tunnels
Gotcha.
and then opening up through there. And then as you get further and further into it, you start opening up pathways that kind of connect. I've been struggling with it. The game hasn't really connected with me.
Mm-hmm.
At least not yet. I'm gonna give it a couple more tries and see if I enjoy it a little more. And it's not due to like difficulty necessarily or anything. Because I mean it is kind of gone away. It doesn't have difficulty options like some Souls likes have started to have.
Yeah.
It's one difficulty, get through it.
Gotcha.
I have heard though that the New Game Plus cycles cap out at New Game Plus 2. So if you play beyond that, it doesn't scale beyond that.
Gotcha.
The game they got a lot of weird mechanics in the game too. For leveling up, as opposed to just like as opposed to just like going to a screen and selecting to level up like strength, dex, or vitality, or endurance or something.
Mm-hmm.
It's a spider web skill tree
Okay.
that just has the stats as nodes along the tree.
Okay.
So, but it still has like weapon scaling in that. But the way they kind of get around that is so there's I think there's 6 weapon types maybe. There's long swords, one-handed swords, axes, spears, and dual swords.
Okay.
And then there's magic.
Okay.
And each different like weapon has a starting node on the skill tree that if you go down it, unlocks skills and then has the associated stats for the weapon along it.
Gotcha.
So when you level up, leveling up it's the same. You gather, I forget what they call it in this game, but it's essentially your souls. And then you essentially, instead of just leveling up a point, you convert them into skill points, and then you pick where you want to put them on the tree.
Okay. Question: Is it easy to reset the skill tree in case you
There's
want
a
to?
reset button that
Okay,
refunds
cool.
everything,
Cool.
and then you can start again. So respecking is free. You can do it whenever you want to. You can reset the entire tree and change your build if you want to do it. There are some interesting choices that are with the skill tree because because I was going down the longsword route
Mm-hmm.
and every upgrade is on the skill tree.
Okay.
So weapon enhancements, flask enhancements, magic enhancements, everything is on the skill tree. So like if you want to level up your longswords, you go down the longsword path, and then you find these nodes that are like longsword mastery, and then you use your upgrade materials that you find, which in this is red feathers.
Okay.
And you have a certain number of red feathers it takes for the first level. So it's like 2, 4, 6 for that one, and then you have to go to another longsword mastery node and put the points there. But very early on, like very quick in the tree, there's enough there's 2 nodes that you can level up to +3.
Mm-hmm.
So by putting like 4 points into longsword, you could theoretically have a +6 longsword if you had enough feathers.
Okay.
But I didn't pay attention too much at first, but I was going down the longsword tree, and then I was started to have the thought, I was like, where's all my like flask upgrades in that? It's a different part of the tree. So
That's unfortunate.
I was like, okay, well, I'll just go spend a couple points up here, upgrade my flasks a little bit. But everything is on the skill tree. Well, each weapon comes with 2 built-in skills.
Mm-hmm.
But by default, like with swords, you don't get to block or parry or anything like that. You just have your dodge. you can unlock blocking and do like perfect blocking. But then you have to like upgrade the blocking node to be able to like have a counterattack option built into it, and then like a and then like a perfect block which fully negates all damage from it.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of that stuff is also tied into the skill tree, and then you have to assign that to one of your 2 like weapon skill nodes. So each weapon gets 2 skills, and like if you wanted to have the blocking on it, you have to replace one of those options with that for your weapon.
Okay.
It's I don't know. It's one where I see the like part of the fun of it, because you can like as you unlock more and more skills, you can just swap them out on whatever like on your weapons that you want to.
Okay.
But I don't know. Combat has been interesting. I've started to get the hang of it, or I've started to get it to where it flows better.
Mm-hmm.
But I've struggled a bit with trying to figure out the flow of combat, because I don't know if it's a little bit of desync with my controller. It's felt a little rough for me, like not as snappy as I wanted it to be. But that's probably just my fault in a lot of it. But yeah, I mean the game's fun. I mean, it's fun to play. It's just it hadn't connected with me necessarily. Game's also fucking beautiful. A lot of the areas, or at least the areas that I've been to so far, look amazing. And like mostly the enemies have been like, I mean, there's been a lot of enemy variety so far.
Mm-hmm.
There is one mechanic in the game. It's probably the frustrating mechanic for me that's making me not enjoy the game as much. And they have a mechanic that they refer to as madness.
Okay.
So as you die, you build up madness. And then once you build it up to a certain point, when you respawn, you get a notification that says something along the lines of like, your madness has increased.
Yeah, I did see an article about this unique death mechanic.
What madness does is as it builds up, you do slightly more damage, but you also take more damage.
Okay.
And you get rid of madness by killing feathered enemies. So
Okay.
basically, you kill enemies, you get rid of the madness. But if you're dying, it's frustrating because it's a mechanic that
So more or less,
as you die more, you take more damage.
so it's a punishment for dying.
It feels like a punishment for dying. It's like a risk reward thing, because you do a little more damage, but you also take that extra damage. So it's frustrating because I'd be doing a boss fight, and I would go from being able to take 2 hits from the boss and being able to heal through it to dying in 2 hits, which would be frustrating.
Right.
And then also there's, with that madness mechanic, once you kind of hit madness and you get that notification, when you die, you drop your souls on the ground. But when you have the madness, when you go back to collect your souls, a demon spawn, what they refer to as a demon spawns. It's basically like an NPC enemy.
Yeah.
It'd be like an NPC invader from like Souls games and
Mhm.
that. They spawn and you have to kill them.
To get your souls back.
And if they kill you, you lose all of it.
Damn.
So like earlier, I did a boss fight, or I finally beat a boss that I was kind of fighting, and then started progressing through. Went to activate the next like bonfire. They're like these little prayer altars in this game. Went to activate it. It was a enemy, or it was like the first time they had one that was like an enemy in disguise that attacked me. I had no healing or anything. Was low health. It killed me. I was mad I had the madness from like fighting the boss over and
Yeah.
over again. Get back up there. It's a demon with a weapon that I hadn't seen before. I round the corner. It hits me with a ranged attack, and as I'm standing up, hits me with a combo that I hadn't seen because it's a new enemy for me. Kills me. I lost all of my souls from the boss fight
Oh, no.
that I had just spent like an hour trying to do. So I was like, I'll take a break.
Yeah, let's wrap it up for now.
It's got a lot of interesting design choices with it. Where I mean, some people are gonna absolutely love them. Because one interesting thing is like the demons that spawn from like the madness. Uh, they don't only go after anything that does damage to them. They'll fight.
Okay.
So if like there's enemies around and the enemy does a swing that you dodge and it hits them, they'll turn around and start fighting them. So there's some cool scenarios you can have happen. I had a demon spawn and started fighting a tree that attacked me. I don't know why the zone I got into, a tree started attacking me out of nowhere. To the point where the last thing I did while I was playing, I'd progressed to the furthest point in the zone I'm in, walked up a hill, got knocked into fire from a tree, died instantly. I'm like, I'm gonna take a break. It's where the exploration's pretty cool. Enemy designs are cool. So far, boss design has been pretty cool. I don't know what it is that's not clicking with me for this game. Because a lot of the stuff is. I like a lot of the stuff. I even kind of like the like spiderweb skill tree that they have. I don't know why. I'm gonna, like I said, I'm gonna try it a few more times and see if it finally latches onto me. But if not, then I probably won't be playing it much longer.
I don't think it's just you either, because like I haven't dove into like any in-depth articles or reviews, but I've noticed the reviews for this game has been very average at best for the most part. I think the highest review I saw was like an 8 or something for off somewhere, but for the most part I've seen like a lot of 5s. I think its Metacritic was like mid 70s and stuff.
I think a lot of people are probably. I think it's one where if you stick through it,
You'll enjoy it.
It's like you enjoy, like it hits the point of enjoyment. But it's got a lot of friction.
Yeah.
It's got a lot of friction in kind of the design choices that were made, which they're all, like I said, interesting choices that they've made. I'm not the biggest fan of a lot of them. But well, we'll see. Maybe another session or two and it'll grab me. But I mean, at most, I'm giving it 2 more tries
before this one gets put to the side.
I mean, it's one where, like, even earlier, I was like, took a break from it and I was like, okay, I'll come back to it in a little bit if I feel like playing it. And then like an hour later, I was like, kind of want to give that a try again. Sat down, started playing it, played it for like 45 minutes, and I was like, not feeling it.
Right.
And it's like, it's not even like a bunch of dying. If it was like me dying repeatedly, then I'm like, okay, I need to get good on this. But it's like, it's not even a bunch of dying that's doing it. I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
I haven't been able to pinpoint it yet.
Right. Well, maybe these next couple of play sessions that you're talking about, you'll be able to pinpoint why you do not like it if you end up putting it down.
Yeah.
But then again, it could grab you.
Yeah. It's one where like, it's weird to say, but I'm at a weird undecided point, because I'm at that point where it's like, it's either about to click or it's not.
Yeah, I get that. I've been there with games. I've been there with shows, like especially like animes and stuff. I've been there where it's like I've watched an entire first season beating my skull against the wall, where it's like this is not clicking for me. Then all of a sudden season 2 hits, like this is great.
Yeah.
So it's same thing with games too.
Yeah.
So
it's also like, it's a weird one for me because it's like I'm still fairly new to enjoying Souls games.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it's just I haven't played enough to enjoy what I'm doing, or if this one really does just have that much friction.
Right.
So we'll see. If I mention it next week, then I kept playing it. If I don't mention it, I dropped it.
All right. Well, that's the rule of thumb for next week's show. So there you go. I guess we'll tune in next week and we'll find out more on John's Wu Chang adventures. I played some more Donkey Kong. I have not played anything the last 3 days. Like anything, not Donkey Kong, like just nothing. But I did get further in DK. I think I'm at like sub layer 700 now. There is one point that I thought was kind of interesting called the divide, where you had to choose what path you wanted to go.
Have you made it to the DK ladder?
The DK ladder. What?
Unless someone edited it, apparently there's a ladder like similar to Metal Gear Solid 3 where you climb and it starts playing the DK rap while you're climbing.
No, haven't got that.
Okay.
I would remember that. I would remember that. No, have not.
I really hope that's part of the game and wasn't just an edit someone made.
No, the divide was pretty cool. That was sublayer 500. You had to choose. It's just a quick little area where you just choose left or right. You go to a snowy area or a jungle area. I went the snowy area first, and it sucked. I did not like it. Did not like it. I'm just not a big fan of snow and ice levels. Never really have been. But that is where I got the zebra transformation. So shout out to that. And now once you finish that, you have to end up coming back to the divide because then you have to go through the jungle route, which is where I'm going to get the ostrich bonanza, and I have not got that transformation yet. So that's where I'm at right now. Game is still a lot of fun. Breaking everything is still just very relaxing because like there were a couple nights earlier this week where I had a long day at work and I literally just got on Bonanza, played for like an hour, and just broke stuff and got off. That's all I did. It's very relaxing. It's very therapeutic.
It's like how people used to play Lego games, just to destroy everything.
Yeah. No, it makes me think that maybe I should go to one of those break room, businesses. Yeah, we have one close to us, so it's just like, man, I should go do that one of these days. Let off some steam.
I'd go with you.
All right, let's go. Let off some steam, brother. So I mean, I'm still having fun with it. Everyone is still obviously there's so many people that's already beat the game and they're just holding it as like one of the greatest platformers ever, and the whole ending sequence is absolutely incredible. So I'm looking forward to getting there and kind of seeing that and seeing how it all's played out. Because one thing for me is, man, I don't know if it's been like my work week or the game. I don't know yet. I guess we'll see as I continue to play. But this has not grabbed me as intensely as like, let's say, Astrobot did.
Okay.
But like the one thing is like between the two, it's like they both have insanely unique like level designs and stuff. But I think with Astrobot, how it's like almost every level, like you're changing how you play the game with all these different mechanics. Maybe that was something that grabbed me a little bit more. I don't know, but I love Donkey Kong, so you'd think this would grab me too. But again, maybe it's just because I've had a long work week and I haven't really wanted to play. I don't know, but I mean, it's still incredible. I mean, like this is one of the like best platformers ever made. You can just tell you can tell the love that was put into it with just how the level designs are, how fluid everything feels. So I'm looking forward to actually finishing it, especially with all the hype around the ending. Where the ending, it was like apparently just incredible and one of the best ending sequences someone's ever seen. I was like, all right, are you just gassing this up because it's fresh for you, or is this actually one of the best ending sequences ever?
So, question for you: this is a 3D platformer, right?
Yeah.
So, because I got to wondering about this, because I've seen all this hype on Donkey Kong, you've kind of talked it up, and then especially you mentioning like it compared to Astrobot grabbing you there. Is it actually that good of a 3D platformer, or because I kind of had this thought with Astrobot too, where clearly Astrobot is honestly that good of a platformer. Right. Is it the fact that we haven't really had a good 3D platformer in a long time that's just making
these feel
like they're better because they're actually good, because the like 3D platforming has kind of gone away? Mm-hmm. And now we have a couple really good ones that people are claiming, or people are just like excited because they have something they haven't had in a long time.
I do think it is that good, genuinely. But I also agree with your point where you're coming from, because I mean, like you look at the timeline of 3D platformers. I mean, like there's obviously like, let's not disrespect, the 3D platforms that's come out over the last few years that are fun games, but they're not generational defining games like what Mario Odyssey was in 2017, right? Mario Odyssey, if it wasn't for the fact it was going up against Breath of the Wild, it would have won Game of the Year, like up front. Those two coming out in the same year is insane to think about, looking back on it. But it's like, from Odyssey to Astrobot, it's like you had some quality titles, like you had like the ukuleles of the world and stuff like that come out, and they're fun games, right? You had somewhere in that time frame you had a new Crash game come out, Crash 4, all fun games, but they're not setting the world on fire games. It's just good entries to the genre. I do think Donkey Kong is that good. But like I said, I guess for me, maybe it's just simply because like I've had a long work week or something. Maybe I haven't wanted to play as much because I haven't played a single game in like 3 days. So maybe it's just a work week thing. I don't know. But I just look at how I was feeling with Astrobot and how I was feeling with Donkey Kong, and I feel like it is two different feelings. Where Astrobot, I had to play it every single day, but also maybe it's because like work was slower for me and I wasn't tired, or whatever. So I don't know. I mean, I do think Donkey Kong is that good, genuinely, because the way the game feels when you're playing it, like the quality feels to the same level as like an Astrobot in terms of the game's quality. But I do think you propose a really good question.
I was just the thought popped in my head because it is something to think about because it's like the 3D platformer space. It hasn't had those top tier contenders
Yeah.
since like an Odyssey
Right.
until Astrobot came out, and it's one of those where I'm like, I wonder if it's just a good one comes out and people get like a little too excited that they got a good one.
Yeah.
I think it's a bit of that, yeah.
Yeah, and I'm sure because I'm really trying to rack my brain. Like, what the only other one I can think of that would fit into that category would be like what It Takes Two, which of course Game of the Year winner. That's like one of the only other ones I can kind of think of where it's like some sort of like
Platformer.
high quality platformer. This could be a really dumb question. I apologize. Psychonauts 2, is that a 3D platformer?
Technically, yeah.
Okay, because that was nominated for Game of the Year, so I guess shout to that. But I mean, like, besides what It Takes Two, Odyssey, Astrobot, Psychonauts 2, like, I'm drawing a big blank on some other high quality 3D platformers
Again, we don't get many AAA or AA 3D platformers.
that set the world on fire.
There's a lot of them are indie.
Yeah,
Well,
true.
Even then, it's like you don't get a lot of like dedicated 3D platformers.
Yeah.
Like that's the vision they have for the game is they want it to be a 3D platformer.
Because
A lot of times the games will have platforming in it as a way to traverse, but it's not the focal point of the game.
Because I mean, we've had a lot of really good over the years 2D puzzle platformers.
True.
Like one of the more recent ones I think of is just Animal Well.
And
then I mean, we have this constant like Super Meat Boy,
Oh, true.
which always
true.
makes a recurrence. Which Meat Boy is going to make its appearance as a 3D platformer soon.
Yeah.
I mean, if we really look into it, there's a lot of good just 2D platformers, but not so much on the 3D aspect.
Right. Yeah. At least that set the world on fire, kind of thing. I like to again answer your question. I do think Donkey Kong is that good. I do.
It's one where it's like I don't doubt that it is.
Yeah.
It's just I get curious every now and then
Right.
because it's one where like sometimes it just takes the big name to pop off because like Astrobot kind of did it now. DK is doing it, so maybe 3D platformers will try to make kind of like a resurgence,
Right, which I'd welcome.
because it's like I wouldn't be surprised to have some companies coming out and trying to make like AAA style CRPGs coming out in the next few years because of Baldur's Gate.
Yeah,
We've seen games kind of come out after the resurgence of like God of War 2018 and that's like style of how telling the game with the world and the heavier combat has kind of become a little more commonplace now.
Right.
So it's like it's one of those where some of these games that come out and set the world on fire, we see the trends of games kind of doing that. So I'm wondering when, like, if we're gonna start getting more people trying to make some of these crazy 3D platformers.
Right. Yeah. No, I mean that'd be true, and I'd also be kind of curious to see if there are some other properties that may go into that direction as well. You know what I mean? Because it's kind of the same thing of what we saw with Kirby. That was Kirby's first like full 3D game, with Forgotten Land. So I'd be kind of curious to see like other like properties and IPs also kind of take that route because it's shit. Guys, the same thing with freaking Astrobot, Astro was just a gimmicky little character that had two, accessory-based gimmick games. It was like a VR game for PSVR, and then the Astro's Playroom, which was just a DualSense tutorial. So, and now he gets a chance at a 3D platformer, wins Game of the Year, and it's even technically the same with Donkey Kong because he hasn't had his 3D adventure since '99. So that's something else to think about. Is like, like what other sort of current existing IPs across all of gaming could maybe get like that treatment. It's like, let's throw it into a 3D platform and let's see what we can do with it, kind of thing. So that might be something interesting to see. See what all comes out over the next like few years and stuff. Like what you're saying, kind of similar like the Baldur's Gate thing, where you're gonna see a lot of CRPGs potentially.
Would you count Sonic Frontiers as a 3D platformer?
I guess technically. Yeah, well, because it's not open world, it's open zone, as they like to call it. They're very particular on it being the open zone. So yeah, I mean, I would say it's a 3D
Well, then you
platformer.
still go into different staged levels, though.
Yeah, you do. So I would say it's a 3D platformer. I mean, you're platforming in the stages. So I think it counts. And you're platforming across the open zone, technically. There's a lot of platforming getting up places, and I fall off all the damn time. So, I mean, I think it counts. I would say it counts. I would assume it counts.
Yeah, it's different.
Yeah, it's different. It's different, but it could count. It could count. But no, looking forward to continuing Donkey Kong, though. Definitely want to see this final sequence and see if it lives up to the incredible amount of hype that I'm seeing.
I mean, it's from the Odyssey team. They gave us an incredible ending sequence for the Odyssey with the wedding and capturing Bowser.
Right. Yo, hey, speaking of, dude, did you guys see the news about Mario and Peach?
Just being friends.
Yeah, you saw that? Did you see that?
No.
Yeah. On the Nintendo Today app, Nintendo
officially
confirmed that Mario and Peach are just friends that go on adventures together and help each other out. I'm like, Nintendo's friend zoning Mario, bro.
Like super hard.
It's like, damn. Come on, Nintendo. You don't got to do Mario that way.
Mario's next game's going to be brutal.
It's not Peach. He's rescuing all these other different princesses.
Right.
Yeah. It'll be a few years before we see that game. Maybe we'll see something Smash related before then, and we'll see like the first glimpses of a redesigned Mario, a little more hardcore,
a little bit more grizzled,
more brutal.
Makes you think of that Pascal's Mario when he did the SNL skit.
Oh yeah, exactly. That was like a Mario Kart skit, right? I think
it was just a Mario in general.
Yeah,
because
okay,
that was during the first season of The Last of Us.
Right.
So they did an SNL skit of Mario in a post-apocalyptic.
That's right. Nah, shout out to Mario, man. Poor guy getting friend zoned on a dang mobile app. Nintendo Today. I do think it's really funny how they're utilizing Nintendo Today, man, because they're just dropping like some really big news and some really random news on the app just to really push people to use the app.
Yeah.
Because I mean, that's how like Nintendo Today is how we got the dang release date for the Zelda movie.
Yeah.
That's how we got the dang cast announcements and stuff, I think. I mean, like there's so much random like big news that just like we're gonna drop on the Nintendo Today app.
They want people to use it.
I mean, they want people to use the app, so shout out, I guess. I have the app, I don't get on it, but I've got it. It's on my phone. I did have it. I did have the widget set up where the calendar that you can put in was on one of my home screens. I think it was like my third screen. But I did notice that it froze at some point. I just noticed this the other day when I scrolled over and it was stuck on July 11th, and I'm like, oof. It's the 24th. It's like I did not notice this. How long has this been frozen?
It would have been better if you scrolled through, saw the 11th, and was like, yes, it's the 11th.
Yeah,
and then threw your whole day off.
Yeah, I know. Just throw everything off. It's like, wait, it's the 11th? Honestly, that might be how I caught it, because I scrolled over, I looked at it, I'm like, because I might have been talking like a date with somebody, and I have another calendar on like the default Samsung calendar on my second home screen. But like I think I got over that third screen for whatever reason. I quickly look over. I think I was on like a work call or something, and they're like, someone on the phone at one of my stores mentioned a date, and I'm looking at that calendar. I look like it said July 11th. I'm like, they're talking about this date. I'm like, oh yeah, it's a few weeks out. And I'm like, wait a minute, no, it's not. It's like, that's like next week. It's like, oh, God bless. So I don't know. Shout out to that. You guys ready to start going through the weekly wrap up?
Sure.
Good. All right, good. All right, let's start going through the weekly wrap up. So the first thing is the whole Xbox deal. Xbox has reduced the price of the Outer Worlds 2 from $79.99 to $69.99, along with other holiday release titles are all going down to that price. So I think we can all agree on one thing, that it's not simply Xbox backing off of the $80 price tag with everyone complaining about it. I think it's simply the pre-orders were probably dog shit. I think we can probably all agree to that.
I feel like they could have just done it quietly,
Right?
and
Oh, they
like
most definitely could have.
like not made an announcement, and then like people would have been people would have, it would have taken a week or two for people to notice, but then there would have been like some positivity behind it.
Yeah. Well, they also had to send refunds because there were people that did pre-order it.
Well, yeah,
Yeah,
but it's
yeah.
like you just
Silently send a refund.
You just do it, and then it's like with an email, it's like, hey, just letting you know, adjusting the price
Right.
on this, you're welcome, and then that's how the news comes out, as opposed to like an article.
And just
coming out.
tag on the end, happy holidays.
Yeah, exactly. Something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like you could do it that way, and then generate a little bit like some more just positivity through the community talking about it,
Right.
instead of just being like, look what we're doing.
Yeah, and make a whole graphic about it and everything where the Outer Worlds avatar, I don't know what he is, painted over the price tag and stuff. It's cool that it got knocked down back to the $7 price tag. It's cool that other holiday titles are confirmed to be at that price tag. I don't think it's because of some goodwill. I really think it's because the pre-orders are probably well under expectations. Obviously they probably already have a low expectation number for Xbox as it is, because it is obviously Game Pass. But this coming over to PlayStation and stuff, they probably expected a little bit higher numbers there and just didn't get it. So I mean, that's what I think it is. I think it's strictly just low pre-order numbers. I don't think it's some sort of sign of goodwill that it's, oh yeah, you know what, maybe we made a mistake. I don't think it's that. I think it was just low pre-orders, and honestly, give it another year, we'll get some big Xbox title coming out next year. They'll bump it back up to 80. I don't think it's a permanent change either. They're gonna try to get all the money they can.
They don't have anything they can. It's like they need all the sales they can get right now, and they can't. And like Xbox is like, I mean, we'd like to, but we can't.
Yeah,
I was about to say they can't push a Mario Kart World to just force people.
Right. Yeah. Which honestly, I'm not going to be shocked if Mario Kart World is going to be like the only $80 game from Nintendo for a while. Personally, like I still
Was Bonanza not an $80?
Nope, it was 70.
Oh,
Which is crazy to think about, because like if you like with the quality of game Bonanza's, if you would have put that in 80 and I would have played it, I could understand if that went to 80. But Mario Kart World, I still can't get it. It's like after the amount of time I've played it, it really is just because they know that it's Mario Kart and they can exploit it. It's that simple. They know it's going to be a top 10 selling game of all time, by the time it's probably said and done. I feel like when it comes to Nintendo and doing another $80 game, I don't think it's going to happen again until 3D Mario or a new Zelda. That's my personal opinion. I think that's the next time we're going to see it. If they really want to set the world on fire, I could see them putting Gen 10 on $80.
Oh, yeah. That'll be $80 when it comes out for sure.
Yeah, no, $160 to get both versions. Ooh, buddy, that's gonna set the world on fire that day. People already like to dunk on Pokemon real quick. That's gonna make it ungodly quick.
Oh yeah, you'll buy it. You'll still pre-order both of them.
Yeah, I will, especially if they have a double pack, because I got my double packs of all 3 double packs they had on the Switch One inside. So as long as they got a double pack, I'm getting the double pack. I like it on my shelf. It looks nice. But no, with the Xbox thing, dude, they're gonna go back up to $80 at some point.
Oh.
Yeah, it's gonna happen, 100%. Like anyone who doesn't think they will, you're out of your mind. You're out of your damn mind.
They're just waiting on the game they can justify it for.
Correct, and it was not Outer Worlds 2. The next one that they could probably just fight for is, I guess, maybe in terms of franchise power, Halo. That's the only one I can think of. If Halo ends up going
They
multi-plat.
gotta build some goodwill back with Halo.
They do got to build some goodwill back. Like I said, Halo Studios said that at the Halo Championships in October, they're going to reveal what they've been working on. So it better be damn good, because you got some goodwill to rebuild there, buddy. Because Halo Infinite, such promise, such a letdown.
Halo Wars 3.
I enjoy Halo Wars.
I mean, a
but
lot of people do.
I enjoy some Halo Wars. Halo Wars is fun, man.
People will talk crap about Halo, but they'll still praise Halo Wars.
Halo Wars is fun, man. All right, next thing I've got is so I had an interesting tidbit from an how do you pronounce this? Alania Analytics from their Insight newsletter that they did. I went through the article where it's just talking about various points of gaming, but when they were talking about Xbox and stuff, one thing they talked about was about Xbox's third-party push that they've done. They said this. As mentioned earlier, Xbox is currently transitioning from a console platform holder to a third-party publisher, and its next console won't really be a console. Microsoft will launch another console-like gaming hardware product, but the next Xbox will be a half step towards a PC or even a full PC, a Trojan horse to get Xbox diehards into the PC Windows ecosystem. Microsoft probably won't market the next Xbox as a PC, but its functionality, it will likely get closer than ever. A console that runs like a PC, integrates deeply with Windows, and supports a cloud hybrid gaming. That's what we've been saying for a while, dude. Because like I read through this article and I read through that part and I thought it was just super interesting because I've been hard on that stance, is that there will be another piece of hardware that is Xbox, and it's going to basically be a PC in a box, like in a console form. Like that is what I think the direction is. To the point that I think it's just going to be an Xbox branded PC, where at that point it's like let's say for any three of us, it's like there's no point of us to buy it. You know what I mean? Like, you know, we have our PCs, they work.
Yep.
I mean,
we can just keep playing what we're doing, you know?
I mean,
We can buy a new one to stream off of.
there will
Good.
be. I mean, there's
Need that.
already very little reason for me to have my Series S anymore.
Yeah.
Because when I bought it, it was a couple years ago. It was before they were really cared about games being played anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
It's like now since they've kind of moved their strategy in the way that they've wanted to for a while. All of their games come out on PC Game Pass now
Mhm.
that are going to be there. So I don't really use. Well, I still use it occasionally. Like that's how I played the Alters. I played it on my Series S. I could have played it on my PC, but I just didn't download it there. But yeah, there really will be no reason for me to buy it anymore.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And honestly, if that's, you know, when the next Xbox is fully revealed and it's something that all three of us and the rest of the industry can look at and stare at, it's like, that's a PC. Like at that point, I agree with you. You know, I was like, what's the point of me buying it? I guess I'll just transition all, you know, my Xbox gaming to my PC. I guess the only argument for people is like, I just really want to sit at the couch and stuff. It's just like, I mean, I can get that argument, I guess, but at the same time, it's like, you can still just play everything from what you already have, you know. Like make adjustments, brother. You know,
I mean,
it's
the
fine.
other thing is going to
I have
be
cables long enough to connect my TV to my
Yeah.
computer.
Or be like our friend Diaz and just get a full blown recliner as his computer chair.
Yeah.
I mean, think of it this way: if it does become more like a half step PC, are they going to release? Are they going to have to change their discs to work with like normal PCs,
Good question.
or are they going to have or still implement their own?
What you mean? PCs don't have disk drives anymore.
Some people still like them for some reason. Some people still want
a
'em.
standard PC no longer has a disk drive.
Oh yeah, no, it's an additional price. It's like that. It could be their way to get rid of physical media for it.
I know, which that's depressing. Hate that. Breaks my heart. I mean, at that point, the only physical media they'd be publishing is all the Nintendo or PlayStation stuff.
Yeah.
You know, that's it. 'Cause
The whole thing is they're cutting down what they have to be able to do
yeah.
or what they have to be able to make. So if they can essentially make a PC and not have to make discs for it for their primary system, that's all the better for them.
Yep. Which breaks my heart. I love my physical media, but I understand it. I understand it from a business standpoint, you know, especially when you look at just how much the sales for Xbox hardware has declined. I mean, we've been talking about it for a while now, ad nauseum almost, where it's like Xbox is just going to end up going the Sega route. There's going to be a publisher, which I don't think it's a terrible thing for them because they publish good games. You know, the games aren't bad. You know, it's just people just don't want to play them on Xbox. They'll go this third party route, and now look at they're selling really well on PlayStation, for example. So I don't know. I just thought that was a really interesting tidbit from the article because I mean that's been my personal stance. That's been the thing. It's all of our personal stances that the next Xbox is going to be that Trojan horse, the way they described it, to get, you know, diehard console players more into the PC space. So this is going to be the bridge to get them there. I also saw another report that apparently the new Fable might not release till 2027.
Woo!
Apparently, you know, this was per Xbox Era podcast. The person that said this, that they said their sources said there's nothing really gone wrong. It's just taking longer than expected.
Well,
So
they waited long enough to where they can say nothing has gone wrong in relation to us announcing this.
yeah,
but enough went wrong.
Yes,
that
correct.
we had to rebuild the bitch.
Correct. Yes. Yeah, enough went wrong in the past. Nothing may have gone wrong now, but it is just taking a little bit more time to iron this thing out.
Yeah, nothing went wrong. We just announced this in 2019.
Right.
So yeah, it's just games take 8 years.
I mean, that's not necessarily a false statement.
Right.
I mean, it's not necessarily a false statement, but
It brings us.
it is a rare occasion, even these days, where we complain about games being announced too early, that a game is announced and then not out within at least like 3 to 4.
This brings back us to an older conversation of when should you cancel?
Yes. When should you cancel the game? Because honestly, that is something I thought about
'Cause
with
it's
Fable the moment I saw this.
Is it gonna make any money?
That is the question, because it's like, because dude, with how long this thing's been in development, it's one of those things where it's like, if this thing comes out and it does not do exceptionally well, is this like how big of a colossal failure is this? Because obviously we'll enjoy the game.
That's gonna be 2,000 people fired.
Yeah, that's gonna be a lot of people fired.
I mean, that's gonna be a month or two later. Hey, this studio is shut down.
Yeah, like that's something I thought of immediately when I saw it might not come out till 2027. It's just like, oh, I mean, I don't think this one's gonna get canceled. But oh man, this could end ugly.
It has already been too long to where I've basically lost interest in the game.
Right.
And now we're saying 2 more years before it's going to come out. I have no interest in it anymore.
Mm-hmm.
It's like it's so far along and it's taken so long, and the few things we have seen over the years on it hasn't shown us anything.
True.
To
it
the
really
point
hasn't.
where it's like almost to the point where it's like you don't know what you're making yet.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like if we're still a couple years out from release on it, I mean, you gotta have something. Either like you were either planning on releasing something half cooked, or you were just sending it out to die.
Yeah.
We're banking on nostalgia.
Yeah, because you got to keep in mind, guys, like not you guys obviously, but anyone listening is I guess the better way to put it, because we all know, like, Fable is not like the biggest property on the planet. Like, it's a notable property, it's a fun property, but it's not it's not up there with the big dogs of gaming.
I mean, its last game in its series went out with a whimper.
Yeah.
I mean, it's one where everybody from like that was kind of our age during like the 360 generation has a soft spot for like Fable and Fable 2.
Yeah, Fable 2 is
Fable
great.
3 is whatever.
Yeah.
Fable 3 split. Some people liked it, a lot of people, some people didn't.
It's
Right.
Fable has never been the most intricate game.
No.
It is like baby starter RPG
Mhm.
in a lot of senses. It's like, we're going to let you play the game. You can do a few things that you want to, but you're not going to get to go crazy with it. It's not. It's like if it's taking you 8-9 years to make or like your new vision for it. Oh man, you better be releasing a game of the year.
Yeah, it needs to be a game of the year
If it's
nominee.
not a game of the year quality game, it's a failure.
Yep, correct. Because it's like, look, Fable's not Elder Scrolls, right?
I was about to say, this Fable better look like Elder Scrolls.
Yeah, like it's not Elder Scrolls, so it needs to be in that same realm to really kind of compete with it, and to warrant how long from announcement to release. And that's not even the full time frame, because you got to think, yes, announcement to release is a long time, but what about development start to release too?
Pre-production,
Yeah, so it's
'Cause
just
it's
like, oh, buddy, we're looking at a long one here.
Because usually before they'll even show you the name of it,
Right.
a lot of times, unless you're Bethesda, you've probably been working on it for 1 to 2 years
Correct.
before you have to put a name out there saying you're working on it.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, we're way past that.
Yep. So, things aren't looking good for Fable, brother. I mean, obviously, this was all it might do this. This is just sources take with a grain of salt. At the very least, we know it got delayed out of this year, right?
Yes.
Like we know that got confirmed.
Yeah.
You know, it's currently slated for next year, and that doesn't help the case at all. Like, you know, and then you add potentially another year to it. It's just like, oh, this is not looking too good. This is not promising.
We could have given it a couple years leeway if it had come out in like 2024, 2025, because the whole 2020 pandemic incident.
Right. Yeah.
But we're past that leeway now. So at this point, it's like, all right,
Yeah.
what's happening?
Yeah. What's going on? You know, not looking good for Fable. We're gonna hope for the best on that one. keep watching this.
Just
situation.
don't pull another Perfect Dark.
Oh yeah, no. See that's what I'm scared of is that that we're about to have a Perfect Dark situation again. Give it like this time next year, we're gonna go through another big thing at Xbox, and it's like, oh, Fable's been canceled.
Well, at the very least on this one, we know everything they've put out has been rendered. We haven't actually seen anything we could definitely call gameplay.
True. That is true. That the fact you called it on the Perfect Dark is so funny. All right, let's keep moving. No Rest for the Wicked may skip Xbox and only release on Nintendo Switch 2 and PlayStation 5, citing the market conditions. I mean, I can understand that. If you put on Xbox and you don't think it's going to sell, makes sense.
That's fair.
Yeah, I mean, makes sense. You know, I understand where they're coming from, you know, so is what it is kind of thing. This was kind of interesting, though. Sony is hiring a new position to help expand their library beyond PlayStation hardware, and they do cite Steam, Switch, and even Xbox as future partners. So I did see this job posting as well. I forgot the exact name of the position title, but that was pretty interesting, though, that, you know, Sony is further looking to try to expand their properties. Maybe go a little bit more third party as well on select properties. We just saw it with Helldivers. We've seen it with MLB The Show once upon a time.
I mean, accessibility for game. Let us play them.
Yeah.
Like, let people play your games.
Right. You know, Sony still being the juggernaut they are, you know, I think we can all agree they're not going to put the top of the tops, you know, everywhere. Well, you know, like the God of War and the Spider-Man and stuff.
It's like their big hitters will go to Steam.
Yeah, exactly.
And then like their smaller properties may make their way to Xbox.
Yeah,
like Ratchet and Clank.
Yeah, something like Ratchet and Clank is one that, while long historic PlayStation franchise, that's one that legit could probably go full blown multi-plat, because it's like Rift Apart, fun game.
It didn't sell well.
It didn't set the world on fire. It didn't sell well, you know. So if they do another Ratchet Clank, that's one you can see everywhere.
There's another 3D platform, by the way.
Oh yeah, there you go, Ratchet Clank. There you go. So yeah, no, like what John said, it's like you got your heavy hitters that will definitely go to Steam at some point, but yeah, maybe the smaller ones, you know, go maybe Xbox, Switch 2, you know, spice it up. So makes sense. It makes sense. I mean, like I said, we've had MLB The Show expand over to Xbox the last few years. We've had Helldivers coming to Xbox soon. So, you know, there was a Horizon game that launched on the Switch, you know, which is good. That it was a Lego Horizon game. You're hitting probably more of your target audience on the Switch than you would the PlayStation. So that makes sense too. So I don't know. Overall, it makes sense. Sony did also purchase 2.5% of Bandai Namco shares. I did want to include this, so you know people were understanding exactly what this was targeting. The planned partnership is all about promoting anime and manga around the world. You know, obviously Sony and Bandai's had a history of working on games together. Yes. But this particular partnership and this share purchase is designated around getting anime and manga more out into the world. So I did want to throw that in there just for kind of clarification's sake. Marvel Token Fighting Souls, though, will be debuting at EVO 2025. So shout out to that. That's next weekend, right? Or this week? When is that? When's EVO?
I don't think EVO's started yet.
I
want to say it's like in 2 weeks.
I thought it was like August 1st, maybe. Is it not? Am I wrong on that?
I'd have to check my dates.
Okay.
Yeah, I haven't looked it up in a while either.
Well, we are going to have Cap, Iron Man, Storm, Star-Lord, Miss Marvel, and Doom. Will all be playable. So shout out to that.
It'll be fun to watch.
Yeah.
Who do you think they're going to have playing it?
As far as like
What
people to showcase it,
Yeah, what name person are they going to have showcase it?
probably show match with the Marvel, like a lot of big Marvel names. I expect Justin Wong to be up there, and I don't know who he'd be playing, but
You're right, Alex. It starts August 1st.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
But it's like I would expect if you're gonna showcase like a team based Marvel fighting game, you want Justin Wong to
Wong.
be your face of it, at least for the showcase. So
Nice.
probably have him and someone else from the scene up there.
Nice. So you said it was August 1st?
Or at the very least, that's when 2XKO stuff is starting at Evo, because
okay.
on August 1st.
Man, what a weekend next weekend. Gonna have some Evo action going on. Gonna have a 2-night SummerSlam.
John's going to need 2 more monitors.
It's gonna be a busy time for me.
Yeah, no joke. No joke.
I guess I guess SummerSlam will probably be reserved for the small TV then.
That's fair. That's fair, brother. Let's see. Next thing I've got is per Nate the Hate. He still believes that there will be a Nintendo Direct that's going to happen in July. So basically, sometime next week. Everything that he's kind of understood and been told, it's still going to be happening. But hey, you never know. Could get pushed off a little bit. So maybe on Tuesday, keep a watch out for maybe Tuesday for an announcement, Thursday for the Direct, or maybe just the Direct just pop off on a Tuesday. I think even the final Nintendo Switch Direct was just like a day of drop. I think. Because I remember the internet was just roasting Nate about it. It's just like, where's the announcement? Where's the announcement? And it's come day of, Nintendo just drops the Direct with no announcement, and all Nate did was just post pictures of a dude laying out in a lawn chair on a beach, just strutting. It's just like, I told you guys, I told you it was happening. So, hey, who knows? Maybe we will have a Nintendo Direct to talk about next weekend as well, which could make sense here because Prime 4 has apparently been rated in Korea. So, John, it might be time for a release date.
Nah.
It might be time for a release date, brother.
Nah.
Release date time. I don't know when it'd come out though. I mean, would it? I guess
January.
All right, stop. If it comes up and it says January 2026, I'm gonna lose my damn mind. God bless. It's coming out this year, John. I'm feeling it.
I don't know.
You keep coming after me about this. I made my prediction months ago.
Realistically, I could totally see January for a release date for it, because at least that way you're kicking off the new year. Because I mean, you have a pretty good holiday lineup.
And in terms for them, it's still part of the same year.
Yeah, it's still part of the same fiscal year. Exactly. So
it doesn't count for your prediction, but
yeah, I know. I could actually see it in January if we're gonna keep it real, because I mean, you've got a good lineup so far. I mean, you got Pokemon, the mainline Pokemon coming out in October.
End of the year sales ready to go. They need something to kick off next year with.
But I don't think they have anything big for November yet. Yeah, December they never really have anything big, but they usually have something notable for November. So basically, it's like this: Prime 4 is either coming out in November or it's not coming out till January or February. That's it. It's in that window. We'll see though. But also here's something else involving Nintendo. Per Does It Play, apparently Super Mario Wonder got an update with it, where its latest firmware update has disabled offline playability. Hate that. That's why. Now I can't remember the exact specs that they talked about, if it was strictly on Switch 2 models only, or a strictly a certain game card or whatever, but there in some capacity, Wonder is no longer playable offline in some form, which that's dumb. That shit makes me so mad when I'm out and about with my portable console and I try to play a game and I can't. It's like I gotta bust out my hotspot just to prove that I own the game, even though I have the cartridge. I hate that shit. But either way, apparently the Mario Wonder is now in that realm as well. Switch 2 has beat the PS2 first month sales record in Japan. Shout out to that. The sales have been going really well for the Nintendo Switch 2. 100 line, 100-minute broadcast set for August 2nd. Man, what a weekend next weekend. Oh, my Lord.
What are they broadcasting? The game's out.
DLC,
Yeah,
maybe?
it'll probably be... I can only assume...
Are you going to add 100 new endings?
Please, no.
I don't know, man. I saw this and I was like, man, you don't have to theme everything around 100.
I just got 2 endings last week.
Yeah, shout out to that. How was that for you?
I mean, as I mentioned to you, I somehow ended up on the comedy route, so nothing serious happened.
Okay, so for clarification, how did you get 2 endings? Did you,
More or less, it has a split choice at the very end, and each one is a finishing.
Okay, so basically what we were trying to figure out, that not every ending is a full 100 days, is correct then? Because like you played a second set of 100 days, and you were able to essentially get 2 endings, right?
From my full path. Now I'm going back through my 100 days to do all the other splits I didn't do.
Okay, so yeah, you don't have to play 100 days every single
Oh,
time.
no.
Okay, because that's something that we were wondering when like we were still
I mean,
on
just
0.
the recent update they had like 2 weeks ago made it where whenever you go back to your choosing a day to go back to, instead what it would start the day completely over. Now you can either choose to start the day entirely or just go straight to the choice.
That's so nice. Okay, all right.
Just
that's
like
cool.
with
That's
the
cool.
just like with the skipping battles. I mean, any battles that is just a repeat of one you've already beat.
Yeah.
You can just choose to skip it, and it just skips each wave, but you still get all the blood points from it. So it's free farming.
Oh, nice. I need to go back to it. I haven't played it in a little bit. I'm still working on my second run right now.
I ended up with the Mother Ocean ending and what they call the other ending. I forget what they called the other ending.
But either way, you got a comedy ending.
I got 2 comedy endings.
2 comedy endings. Okay. Yeah, I saw the fish head that you sent.
Yeah, no, it really scared me because Takumi has a 3D model with that running around for the school.
Really?
Yeah.
That's funny. I can't remember how far I was on my second playthrough. God, I may only be like 30 days in.
Probably because that first fight with the couple is about around day 20-ish.
Right. I wonder how many more people are going to die in mine.
All of them.
I mean,
Please no.
in comedy route, only one person dies.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. Is it the one that you personally took care of?
Yep.
Okay. All right. So shout to that. Because that's where me and you already went on completely different paths.
I had a mission. I came back. I completed that mission.
You were Deadpool going back in time and shooting Ryan Reynolds reading the Green Lantern script.
Yes.
That was basically you.
Pretty much.
All right, let's keep going. Five Nights at Freddy's 2 trailer just dropped. Really solid trailer. Looking forward to seeing the film. Jason Blum, Matthew Lillard was also saying that if enough people go out and support it and stuff, they'll be able to make the third one. And Matthew Lillard even made a joke that he'll finally get to kill Mike. You know, if we make the third one, I get to kill Mike because his character does in fact Mike does, but in fact, brutally die in the games, of course, at some point. So, no, I mean, I think it's at this point with how popular the first game was. You have Halloween Horror Nights, going to be featuring Five Nights. Dude, I think it's a shoe.
I mean, honestly,
his third movie's happening.
FNAF already had a very strong following base, and the movie just exploded it even more.
Right. Yeah. So, a third movie's happening. We can go ahead and lock this up. There's no way it's not. The second movie's going to be a big success.
They're hoping.
They're hoping, but it will be. I mean, it will. So, I mean, the third movie is going to happen, and the trailer did look really good. It definitely had a lot more I guess horror and scare factors than the first one. The first one, it was very limited in that department.
People said it was a lot more suspense than horror.
Yeah, it was suspense, and there was a lot of goofiness too, which I didn't mind the goofiness about it. I thought it was fine. But this one definitely kind of dials more into that suspense and that thriller and everything. So either way, looks good. Looking forward to it. Also looking forward to this right here, the Mortuary Assistant movie. That got greenlit like a year ago or so. That is officially coming to Shudder in 2026. So I'm very excited for that.
My only thing with Mortuary Assistant is the one thing that always comes up is when the cold boxes are going off and making a beat, and the guys just
with it. Yeah. No, Mortuary Assistant's so good, dude. If you've never played it, gotta go play it. It's gonna make Gamestead Game of the Week here at some point in the future. It's a great game. It will. Maybe sometime in October. Get into the vibe or leading into October or something. Great game. In fact, Christina's actually been playing it literally the past 3 days on her Steam Deck. So it does run on your Steam Deck. A little rough at times. It does get stuck in some scares every once in a while where the game just kind of glitches and they're stuck in a haunt, and she has to kind of wait for it to kind of end up resetting because she got stuck in one earlier, and I took it and I was seeing if I can get her out of it, and I'm just running around nope, I can't do a thing. I can't open a door. I can't turn a light on. You may have to reset it. And then all of a sudden I just heard the bell from the front door ring. I'm like, oh, did it unfix itself? Did it fix itself? Whatever. And I was, oh, okay, it works. But it does run on Steam Deck. A little rough though. But either way, she's been playing that recently. Really good game. Go play it if you haven't played it.
gonna say, since we're in the movie section of movies that are coming out.
Oh, here we go. Yeah, yeah.
No, that's different. Do either of you guys actually watch the Mortal Kombat 2 trailer?
I watched the
no.
Johnny Cage version.
Yeah, it's gonna be great.
Yeah,
It does look very good.
You asked me this last week, I think, before the show. Yeah, no, I still have not watched the trailer.
Yeah, it's gonna be great. Coming out in like sometime in October.
Yeah.
Right. I thought you were going to talk about Until Dawn.
See,
No, I was gonna mention it afterwards.
Okay.
I haven't seen the actual official trailer. I just watched the Johnny Cage trailer.
Yeah. But yeah, also just in with the movies as well. I'm gonna finish it when I get back home.
Yeah, let me
I'm
know.
Most of the way through the Until Dawn movie as well right now, and pretty good.
Yeah.
Pretty good movie. Enjoying it. It's weird. It's gory, but
See,
it's fun.
That's a video game adaptation game when the director and producer are actually aware of what Until Dawn was and actually fans of it.
Yeah, it's in a bit of a different direction because it's inspired by instead of
Yes.
following,
Yeah.
which is nice. But very very pretty good movie. I'm enjoying it. I don't usually watch these types of movies.
Right. On a scale of 1 to 10, how would you rate the goriness? Because like I'm thinking about going in and seeing if she wants to watch it tonight, but she doesn't do well with gore.
I wouldn't watch this with her.
If she's not good with gore, I would not recommend.
Okay. All right.
This is not a movie for Christine.
Like, are we talking
it's
like
not-
Saw level?
It's not completely.
I can't say that because Saw level gets dumb at some point.
It gets incredibly dumb.
It's not like all the time gore,
Okay.
but there are very gory sections.
Okay.
It goes hard.
Okay. Yeah, because you know, I enjoy horror movies. I may not be a horror movie buff per se.
I'll mention some like an extreme version of it when we get done with this.
Okay,
and
okay.
You can gauge it from
Okay.
there.
Yeah, I enjoy horror movies. They're really fun. I wouldn't call myself a buff by any means, but like some of the goriest ones that I've seen is stuff like the Saw movies or Terrifier. Oh my God, I would love to watch Terrifier 2. Can't watch it. Because like it looks so creepy, and like I would see like a build up scene constantly on like shorts or TikTok of like a certain character like leading up to her death.
Okay.
And like everyone commenting just how brutal it is and blah blah blah. But obviously, since it's you know TikTok and stuff, they're not going to show the full death for obviously reasons of gore and stuff. So I was like, all right, I need to see what everyone's freaking talking about. And I finally went and I found the scene. I started watching it. Literally, the moment one single thing happened, she's not even dead yet. I was like, all right, yeah, that's too much for me. That was way too gory. Way too gory. Because, I mean, like, me and Christina, we tried to watch Terrifier 2, and literally the first death in the movie, ungodly gory, and she's like, I don't want to watch this. I'm like, yeah, this is pretty brutal. This is pretty brutal. So, yeah, no, I'll wait to see what you have to say about it and gauge it off that and see if she could watch it. Because I want to watch it. Because I just love Until Dawn.
I'll give you 2 levels when we finish here of where they're at.
Let's see. Next thing. Hey, Hellraiser got a game. That got
I
announced.
saw that.
Yeah, it's got like a I think a $250 collector's edition as well. I was just like, oh my lord, you're really just targeting the Hellraiser fans there.
Yeah, because I saw that because there was also something like Hellraiser stuff that was in like some other games started slowly disappearing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think for like the collector's thing, I think they also announced there's only going to be 1,000 made and it will never be reprinted. So you're hitting your Hellraiser fans. But yeah, Doug Bradley will be returning as Pinhead. So if you're a big Hellraiser guy, there you go. Get something excited for there. Dying Light the Beast release date has been delayed from August 22nd to September 19th. So a slight delay there if you're looking forward to Dying Light the Beast. Supermassive was unfortunately hit with some layoffs. I think it was 36 of their employees that got hit with some layoffs here recently based on their posts. So that's unfortunate to hear there. Then we have a follow-up with Charlie Cox in Expedition 33 because he just keeps being asked about it. So I saw the full clip, and I think like the clip that I saw, at least the beginning of the clip was someone asking Charlie at GalaxyCon if he thought Gustav and Esquier would be like really best friends if they got more time together. And like Charlie had to flat out ask, is like, I'm sorry, who's Esquier? Like he just didn't know. Like he doesn't know who this is, man.
Yeah, it's like he showed up for 4
Yeah.
hours to do some voice work.
he does his job.
Yes.
It does not mean he does not game, but he does voice work.
Exactly. Like this is his first gaming voice work. Like he thought it was probably gonna be like just a minor thing.
He's
And
already
here we
said
are.
he got called asking if he were to do some voice work.
Yes.
He's like, yeah, I got half a day.
Yeah.
He didn't realize it was going to be a possible Game of the Year winner.
Yeah, exactly. So like, no, just listening to that full interaction between that fan and Charlie was just like, he's like, who's SKA? I don't know. Is that the antagonist? No, no. Then the guy's like, no, he's just a big lovable goofball, whatever. And then Charlie once again just kind of saying, it's like, I don't know. I'm sorry, I'm a fraud. But no, his full quote was, I remember being in studio and thinking, this is beautiful. The visuals are extraordinary. They've come a long way since Mario 64, which is probably the last computer game I played. Shout out to the fact he called it a computer game to really deliver that he's just not a gamer. I want to play the game. I need to play the game. I need to get a console first. I feel like a fraud because I just did the voice, but it's so cool. I'm so happy for these guys. They're not like a big company that makes a ton of games, and I hear it's a front runner to win Game of the Year. It's really cool. So he has said that he wants to play the game, and maybe we can get a Charlie Cox Expedition review at some point, which would be really exciting.
If he can get past the first boss.
That's also true. Will he be able to play the game is the other question.
Can he beat the mime?
Right?
I mean, it's also one where it's like, come on, guys. How many times do we have to hear Charlie Cox say he hasn't played the game? He knows nothing about it. Stop asking him about it.
Right?
Because people don't pay attention to that stuff. They just know he's the voice of Gustav and go like, oh, I'll go ask him Expedition 33. He probably knows something.
Yep. Still, with all of the Charlie Cox like conversation around Expedition, dude, by far still my favorite was the one that I think I shout this out last week, where he said that he was at like some event, whatever, with his kids, and someone recognized him. And he's just like, oh, well, I thought it was gonna be for Daredevil, and they're just like, oh, you're the voice of Gustav, and I'm like, who? He's like, he didn't even know his character's name.
The fact his role as Daredevil is being overshadowed by Gustav is amazing.
Right? Oh my god, he doesn't know the world that he stepped into. He really doesn't, man, and it's so funny. So I hope he does play it.
I don't think he's coming back to this world.
Hey, if this is a one and done, that's a hell of a one and done,
It
brother.
really is.
Hey, he'll just be on the sidelines until Sandfall calls him again.
Right, exactly. Something else I saw someone say that was so funny, but unfortunately he probably wouldn't, because like obviously short role in the game compared to others. But someone pointed out, it's like, man, imagine how funny it'd be if he got nominated for like best performer. Granted, the best performer nominee is probably just gonna be Ben Starr and Jennifer English,
Yes.
right? But like, what if he was also in there, and what if he won? And he's up there at the Game Awards, like, I don't know what to say, man.
Not even just the Game Awards, literally any of the ones that we have at the end of the
Yeah,
year.
exactly.
I could only imagine him being nominated, him being like, why?
Yeah,
And then-
why?
and then
What is
they're just
happening?
like, dude, just show up and be nice. And then like if he wins, he's up there. He goes,
I feel
Guys,
like the
I don't-
biggest fraud.
Yeah.
just him up there, and he goes, guys, I don't even know what game I was in.
Yeah, I was like, I didn't even know my character's name. He says he wants to, and he needs to play it. So hopefully he will play it, and we have a Charlie Cox Expedition review at some point, and he understands all the hype around it. So I'm gonna keep tracking this story.
I doubt he
it's
will,
interesting.
considering his last game was Mario 64.
Yeah, it's quite the big upgrade from Mario 64 to Expedition 33. That's for sure.
I highly doubt he will truly grasp the gravitas that is
Well,
Expedition 33.
he's got some kids. Maybe they can help him. Maybe. I also like how he says, like, I need to get a console. I'm just like, brother, as if you can't just go buy one tomorrow.
Well, that implies his kids don't play games because they don't have a console either.
Yeah, I mean, true. So I don't know. Gonna be following this story. I hope he gets asked about it again, and he said, I am playing it now. I'm not very good at it, but I'm playing it. I'm waiting for that next. So I don't know. Shout out to Charlie Cox for keeping it real. There was also an Expedition 33 vinyl that was announced. I think the pre-order will be up for a little while, so if you want to grab this, it is up for pre-order at the moment. Avatar Frontiers of Pandora is getting an update to add New Game Plus in third person.
That blows me away. Why?
It's 2025. This game came out in 2023, didn't it?
I believe so.
Like December of 23.
Yeah.
And we're now about to be August of 25, and we're just now adding this.
It's Ubisoft, man.
They cared about as much as the players did.
Or am I wrong on that? Did this thing come out in 2024?
I don't know. You're the one who played it and talked about
I know. I did play it and talk about it. When did this thing come out?
I-
2023. Yeah, December 2023. This thing came out, and it's now July 26th at the time of this Gamestetic episode, and we're just now getting third person in New Game Plus. Are you kidding me? Ubisoft, what are we doing? Jesus Christ. Speaking of Ubisoft, apparently per Tom Henderson, Ubisoft has canceled a sequel to Star Wars Outlaws. No surprise there.
Also, speaking of Ubisoft, for some reason, Reverse 1999 is having a collab with Assassin's Creed.
Oh, I saw that. Yeah.
I don't want Ubisoft in my gacha games.
Now you got it, brother.
Even if it is a very appropriate gacha game to team up with Assassin's Creed, still.
Right. Was it just Ezio?
No, it was Ezio and
Was it Altair? Or was it Connor?
Connor. Yes.
Okay. Because I remember seeing that in my timeline. I just couldn't remember who it was. So yeah, it's Ezio and Connor.
Yes.
Okay. All right. That makes sense. But
Two most popular.
yeah. Let's see. Next thing, Battlefield 6 is going to release on August 10th.
No more pre-orders.
Yep. Apparently a beta could be coming soon too. Okay. I mean, wasn't the last Battlefield that was a massive disaster? Or was that 2042? Because last one was Battlefield 5, I think. Last one was
The
last one was
is
the
that.
disaster.
Okay.
Battlefield 5 is a long time ago.
Yeah,
Was it?
Battlefield 5
Okay.
was a long time.
My bad.
The most recent one was Battlefield 2042.
Okay.
And that was the disaster.
That was the disaster. Okay.
That's why there's people going, don't pre-order.
Yeah, don't pre-order this game. Wait for it to actually come out. So I agree to that 100%. Next thing I've got, a player who can't level up game was announced. Fast-paced action roguelike will launch for PS5, Xbox Series, and Steam next year.
Why are my Korean web novel names hitting my games now?
Yeah, I know, right?
Dude, they finally hit like the mainstream.
Yep. So it's
So
time
here-
for them to
here
upload
they
the
come.
game. Yeah, one by one. Hey, but you also got a new Lollipop Chainsaw game and an anime.
With neither of the original people working on it.
Oh, I didn't catch that. That's unfortunate.
Yeah.
Well, it's kind of a hollow shell then, isn't it?
We shall see.
That's unfortunate. I didn't catch that part. Arc System Works, a new game that was announced for the Nintendo Switch 2, Dear Me I Was, will be out next week. So shout out to that. If you want to support Arc System Works outside of their fighting games, maybe you want to check this one out. So there you go. And then the last thing I've got is Julian LaFay, the lead developer of Elder Scrolls Arena and Elder Scrolls Daggerfall, has unfortunately passed away this week. He has been called like the father of Elder Scrolls. So big rest in peace on that one. Very unfortunate to see.
He gets to go party with Ozzy.
Yep, get to go party with Ozzy. Big facts. Rest in peace to Ozzy too. Anything else you guys want to add to the weekly wrap up?
Nope.
All right. Gamestetic Game of the Week.
I'm going to try and make this quick. So I have Typing in the Dead for the Dreamcast.
Move it over just a little bit. There you go.
Typing in the Dead. Dreamcast. Also on PC nowadays.
Nice.
For one of the games that helped me learn typing, got me into on-rail shooters, and slightly nudged me into the horror game, seeing as the whole Dead.
Where's your Dreamcast keyboard?
I thought about bringing it, but I didn't want to lug that sucker around. It's just a keyboard, but I didn't want to bring it.
It's just a keyboard that has Dreamcast on it.
Yeah.
And has a Dreamcast controller
Yeah,
plug
it has
instead of a USB.
controller adapter, yeah. Shout out to the Dreamcast, bro.
I do have one of those too, but yeah.
Yeah.
Because it came with the Typing in the Dead. I got it as a bundle. Older game. It's still very well done on-rail shooter. The whole concept of it, instead of having a gun controller that you point and shoot, you have your keyboard that you quickly type on to shoot the undead and all the bosses, yada, yada, yada. Fantastically fun game. Honestly, for any ages, especially if you can find it on Steam Store, any of the Typing in the Dead can actually really help anyone learn how to type and increase their words per minute. Enjoyable game series. Typing in the Dead.
What an interesting concept for a game. Give them kudos. Give them their props for the uniqueness of it. Another Gamestetic Game of the Week in the books, boys. All right. Let's hit the music and let's get out of here.
like, comment, subscribe, rate, whatever your platform allows. If you have comments about anything we talked about, whether it be anything we talked about, have fun with that.
And what he said. And if you like what you saw here with us, we do these live streams every Saturday about 6 p.m. Central Time. So you can check us out there.
I assume we'll be here at 6 p.m. Central Time. I don't know. Next week is SummerSlam, and normally for the big events, we usually kind of swap up the show a little bit, but we'll discuss that throughout the week and figure out what we want to do in that regard. But hopefully next week we'll be talking about Nintendo Switch 2 Direct. I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, no, if you want to support us further, the Patreon is a great way to do so. We'd appreciate that extra support, as well as checking out Rogue Energy with the free link down below. Promo code Sparky30 to get 10% off, as well as Sparky3shop.com that I did not shout out earlier on in the show. My bad. You can go pick up some merch like the We Have Hats hat, the B shirt, the Lonely Boy, or any logo shirts. We'd appreciate that support as well. Join the Discord, be a friend, tell a friend. Until next time, bye.